So when I started college, it was, there is that expectation that you have before you join college, and then there is that one you now see it in reality. So, in campus there is no bell, and so you have to use your phone. So when I joined, I had a smartphone. Of course, we had a WhatsApp group. They used to update us on classes and stuff. And then it reached a point I lost my phone, so I had to get another Kaduda, and it wasn't easy. But then another thing, you come into campus, you're so naive because you're used to just staying at home. You don't know how campus life is. But now when it becomes a reality, you see it and you're like, so this is it.
Joining university, actually, it was kind of tough because we at that time finished. We'd stayed at home for quite long. We were used to the home environment, staying at home, having some free time there, doing home course and such kind of things. But when it was time to join campus, it actually forced us to shift our mind and our mentality and our habits because we are now coming to a new environment, and there was a lot of things that were really required for us to change. And it was kind of tough, but reaching in campus, actually, change is inevitable and you have to adjust. And flexibility also is very important at such times.
I first missed my first class, like 2 of them, because I never knew anything. Then the timetable was so much challenging until I got a third year who directed me on how to follow the timetable. Yeah.
It's actually funny that the first time I went to the bookshop and I bought a timetable. Since guys were, you see, there are these times like when first years have joined, and you see there are so many businesses actually happening. So there's this person, I saw him with a timetable, and I was like, where did you get it from? So he told me, I bought it at a bookshop, so I also went there, I bought a timetable. But now interpreting it was very difficult because I didn't even understand what the kind of things that were written there. I could see some just codes, and I was like, what is really happening? I didn't understand until I had to get somebody who explained to me that these are the courses and these are the venues, and when you see this course here, you need to understand the kinds of unit you are doing, and that's how it was. At times, venues you could get confused. You have a class in SPD, but you find yourself going to med, and it was actually a learning experience, and it needed flexibility from my side.
I think I adapted fully in my second semester. In my first semester, still shaking. But in the second semester, I felt I'm a college student. I'm in campus, and so the feeling was really nice. Yeah.
Okay, I can say it didn't take a lot of time for me to settle because my elder brother was already in MMUST. So when I came here, he used to show me some of the places, and I didn't find it so difficult for me to settle. Since when I came, we were with him. So within 2 weeks, I had already settled, and I was good to go.
Actually, the academic, that's now, let me say, is the center of what has been my focus. Even when I do other things, I usually consider them as supplements. But now the academic has been my core focus. I spend much time with my fellow students. We do the same course. We revise, we do group works, all that. Anytime I try to forget it, anytime I see like I'm getting what I'm not supposed to get, I will go back and retrace the core reason why I'm in campus.
So, like when you're staying at home, you're under your parents' roof, and so they cater for everything. When you come to campus, you're given money, you have to budget yourself with it. Like if you're given money monthly, you have to budget, like kila siku, every day I'll be spending this amount. Like me, I used to spend like per day, I could spend 150 or 200. And so sometimes get broke and it's normal, and you have to call your parents again, and also you have to take good care of yourself, because here, you know, peer pressure, and there are so many challenges from other girls. People come from different backgrounds, and you look at yours, you know, you cut the coat according to your size. So yeah.
Kusota imekuwa real. Ni real by the way, because hapa hivi unajua unajipata ni wewe peke yako, sio eti ule utasikia nzao unaambia madhe so unipe kitu. No, utamcall. Sometimes utakona na kwambia mimi pia niko down. Unaona?
Okay. So I really had to see like how much am I left with and how do I budget with it. But those times when, you know, when I lacked money or I had some few finances, school cafeteria and your sasa.
Okay.
You know, yeah. So you go there. If you have 20 bob, you can be sorted with it, and you're just okay.
As a finance student, God opened my mind, and I can say that in my campus life, I've been able at least to venture into different hustles. Yeah, actually, you can just say that I've sold second-hand clothes to students. Yeah, at times even it means going to the market and you're there, nimbao, you get it. So long as you get a penny and you get clean money. Yeah, I'm a young lady, you're in campus, you will encounter different people. Yeah, and of course you're young and beautiful. There's a brother here and there who is seeing you. There are brothers who are coming. Yeah, at least like seeking a hand here and there. It's normal. Don't rush into a relationship. God's time is always the best.
I think one of the few friends I had when I joined campus was actually the first time we attended the CU service. Actually, it was at Disco. It was an interdenominational service, and then this short guy, he comes and then he sits next to me, and you know the kind of words the preachers always say: greet your neighbor, know their name. Later on, I came to know it was John Mokua that we were sitting with that time, and you know, I used to put on suits and I was looking so official, so I used to think I was a fourth year, but it was just a first year at that time. Then the second friend I met, I think it was in our school. We were actually our class during orientation. There is this friend who was asked to pray, so he prayed, and then I saw him that time. Then the next time I was in the CU, I saw him there, and then I went and asked him, "Oh, kumbe pia you are a CU member?" And then we knew each other, and later on the friend was Gashau, and we became friends since first year up to fourth year, and we've been good friends from that time.
As I said earlier, is that just as that young first year, I can say that initially when I came in to MMUST, that is to study, alongside I was just a church goer. But as time went by, and I thank God for friends who came from the CU, who are able to, you know, to draw you near or close to the CU. Yeah, I appreciate the likes of Kina Naomi Nato. I pray that wherever they are, may God bless them. I remember those ladies used to come, try to reach out to you, telling you, girl, there's a place where you're supposed to be. There's a good place where you can get a lot. And with time, I was coming. Yeah, and as time went by, at the end of the day, I can say that, I came in, and I was able to start that journey as a young believer. That is, I remember in 2017. And from there, I can say, like, through the Bible studies, through the evangelism, through the personal devotion that I've learned throughout the spiritual journey in campus, I can say that the change has been really tremendous.
So the journey of leadership for that 1 year when I was still a fresher, it was nice. We had good members and they really cared and could take on you how you're progressing. And also my spiritual life has really, grown, have made a step. And so I thank God for MMUST. Yeah.
Okay, I remember that moment when I was informed that you're going to be the CU secretary the spiritual year, that is 2018-2019. At first it was a shock. I never believed it. Like, you just from nowhere, you're just someone in the
and then you get ambushed.
Yeah. At first, I can say it was a shock,
Yeah.
but with time, when I've got that conviction that it's God who has called you and He wants you to serve, I was like, God, if it's you who has called me. Initially, the path was smooth now that I was not in leadership or holding any position anywhere. But as time went by, positions here, you're the secretary in this committee, the secretary in this committee, you find yourself holding different positions at a while. And there's this aspect where you find yourself, it's real that you're strained to some point. But I thank God is that when God calls you, He also gives you the grace to serve, to balance between academics and the aspect of the spiritual part of it, of serving. So I can say is that even at the end of the day, what I'm grateful to God about is that, even after serving, even after doing all these things, God never allows you to fail. So long as you work hard from your side, so long as you do what is required of you, God will never leave you. Yeah. Having served in the executive, that is in the spiritual year 2018-2019, as the secretary, the memorable moments I won't forget up to this moment are those nights that we used to spend having those meetings,
The long meetings.
the long everlasting meetings.
Weren't they boring?
Not really. It comes to a point where you have to be used to them. Yeah. Those meals, the late meals at night, just having that moment, discussing the issues of the CU.
Yeah.
Those were the most memorable moments in campus.
Generally, I can say life in campus has been amazing. There's not been a bed of roses, It has had ups and downs. And so one thing you have to know, you have to get into campus, look where there is a CU, you really get some help from there. And then you need to take care of yourself and know what to put to your academics. And so you have to work hard. Even though you're not followed, here and there, you need to work hard. And just be at the right place at the right time. You'll be okay, and trust God.